Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Many of us challenged by diabetes, and it could be type 1, type 2, or even pre-diabetes. A lot of times that comes up with a lab. It's quite alarming. With any of that, within your insulin levels, there's a way you can help regulate that to some degree. I just learned this. Acupuncture supports that, and so much more, as we found out in talking with her over the past couple of weeks and months. She's our professional of the year. Going to dig into diabetes today with Dr. Kelly out of New York City. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. Again, I learned from you how much diabetes or how much acupuncture can support those with things like diabetes. Had no idea. I'm blown away that it can help with that. So what's actually going on when somebody does acupuncture and they have insulin regulation challenges?
So usually on diabetes 1, we kind of know it's autoimmune problem, right? People just born with it. They don't really have insulin. Diabetes 2 usually is kind of like secondary, right? People develop it when they maybe adults or can be like older or even younger, but usually kind of like after adults, that's usually diabetes 2 happens. But doesn't matter when. Diabetes 2 usually means you don't have enough insulin in your body, or you have insulin resistance, meaning your body cannot really use it to metabolate the sugar, so your blood sugar level is high. So that's usually how diabetes is diagnosed. But acupuncture can help you about diabetes.
Wow. What's actually going on? Now, I've learned from you that acupuncture actually, and Chinese medicine, really targets certain organs in the body. You've talked before about the spleen, the kidney, maybe the gallbladder. For this, is there a certain body area that acupuncture is targeting to regulate the insulin levels?
Very good question, Steve. You always ask a great question.
Because I learned from you. That's it.
Thank you. So usually diabetes people in Chinese medicine, we say they have 3 more, 1 less. What is 3 more? So they usually more thirst. Like very easily feel thirsty. They drink a lot of water. They also urinate a lot. They also eat a lot. So that is 3 more, which is 1 less. These kind of people usually a little bit skinny, kind of like losing weight. That is 3 more, 1 less. So this 3 more, 1 less, actually like what Steve just asked, which means you have different area of the organ kind of like deficient, right? So if you are easily thirsty, very easily I need to drink water, I continually drink water, I still feel thirsty, that usually means you have lung heat or lung dryness. So your lung, which we call it upper jaw. So we kind of divide our body into 3 parts. Upper jaw, like lung, heart. Middle jaw, like stomach, spleen. Lower jaw is like kidney, UB, right? If you very easily get thirsty, that usually means you have a lung heat, lung dryness. If you very easily getting hungry, you want to eat a lot, that's kind of like stomach heat, middle jaw. So if you urinate a lot, continually go to bathroom, pee a lot, that's lower jaw, so kidney. So that is 3 jaw, which different indication give us which organ we need to target on. But some people can have both, can have all of these 3 parts.
Wow. So you really, Dr. Kelly, when you meet with somebody, you really need to do a deep dive in terms of talking with them about their situation, maybe the symptoms, how frequent they urinate, and all of that, to get an idea of where you need to target with the acupuncture needles?
very good, Steve. Yes, that's why when people first come in for the initial visit, we ask 10 questions, more than 10 questions, like how the your bowel movement, how is the urination, how the your digestion, do you feel thirst? Do you feel you want to drink more water recently? Do you like drink cold water or you prefer hot water? So all these questions give us, some hint, like which part of the organ we need to target on. So these questions are very important. Of course, sometimes we ask a similar question, second visit follow up also. But every time you come in, we also check the tongue, check the pulse. Like sometimes patient ask me, Dr. Kelly, why you check my tongue? Why you check my pulse? It like telling you something? I said, yes. Your tongue color, the cold tongue cold, give me a lot of information about how healthy your organ is. The pulse, how strong it is, like the volume is very, or it's very weak or deep. That give me the information about your organ.
I had no idea that the right medical professionals can get so much information from just the pulse, which when you go for a routine Western doctor visit, a lot of times they don't even do that. They take your temperature, they'll maybe take your blood pressure, um, and even the tongue. I mean, that hasn't been done. I haven't had that done, in decades. Wow. And this is how things were done a century ago, thousands of years. This is how people healed, and this is what they learned. It's just amazing. So let's say, Dr. Kelly, somebody has been diagnosed with diabetes already. Can you still help them? And I would assume that you'd have to get a kind of an idea of the degree of diabetes they have, right?
Yes, of course. So there is like, for example, pre-diabetes,
Hmm.
right? So kind of like on the borderline. So even in the Western medicine, like people, the doctor usually suggests patient change some lifestyle. For example, eat less sugar, right? Take less carbs, and go to exercise. So in that way, you kind of like you just work on a more healthier lifestyle, so you can control the blood sugar level. You don't really have to take, medicine. In Chinese medicine, doesn't matter if pre-diabetes or you're already diagnosed. So like what I said, there is three job, right? If due to long heat, right, you just continually feel thirsty, we clear the long heat, right? Of course, we have some points to clear long heat, right? There are a lot of points in our body we can use. It's pretty helpful. Even like for people who have common cold, come in and say, I've been coughing, my throat feel itchy, can you help me? So I treat them just once, they feel better. So similar, if you have diabetes, you feel your throat always dry, you're always thirsty. We clear the lung heat. You will feel better because the dryness going away, the heat get rid of from your body. You will feel better. And also, of course, we have herbs. Like if you have lung heat, we can, clear the lung heat with herbs, or even just with some, for example, pear. Pear is nourish the yin, nourish lung yin because the pear, the color is white, right? So if you can just cook some pear, just steam it and eat it, that can clear the lung heat, nourish the lung. That can also help. So acupuncture, it is very effective. I have patients who has been like suffering for their whole life, you know, like bothered and went to Western medicine. They checked everything, couldn't find anything wrong. Blood work, X-ray, MRI. They came to me. I treated them just once. They said, "Oh my God, Dr. Kelly, I never felt so relaxed. I never felt I'm so calming down. I used to just feel I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I feel scared. After one treatment, I feel so much better. I can just stay calm." So a similar thing, diabetes, whatever you have, acupuncture targeted to the root, then you will feel better.
Wow. This, just even you talking about the pear is an eye opener because one would think, I'm just eating a pear. What's that actually going to do? How is that even going to make a difference in my body? You know, with some fiber, some water. I'm seeing this in a whole different light because when you think about the things we do eat, the things we shouldn't be eating, processed foods, on and on and on and on, how that can be doing negative effects to our body that we don't even think of. We just, or my body will take care of that. It'll be fine. Just one pair, or let's say, once every few days can make that much of a difference.
Actually, it make a lot of difference. Like I remember one of my patient, it's New York can be very hot in the summer, like June, July, right? It's so hot. So this patient went to Central Park, like jogging for hours, didn't drink any water. Then it's basically in Chinese medicine is like heat, right? So long heat. So he started coughing, just dry coughing, no phlegm. And I think by that time still COVID. So some people think, oh, this person must got COVID because coughing, any coughing kind of like make people nervous. They're like,
Yes.
oh, COVID. Actually, to me, I check everything, right? The tongue, the pulse, I said, it looks like just dryness, right? The lung dryness because you went out to jogging in Central Park. It's so hot, you sweaty, didn't take in any water basically just lung drainage. So what do? We moisten the lung. So we get rid of the drainage. So yeah, I just let the patient eat some pear, just steam the pear. You cut the pear, take out the peel, the core, then steam in the pot on the stove for half an hour, then you eat it. It's so helpful. So the coughing stopped. It's like a magic. Like how can pear?
Amazing. Well, if you go back to what it was said many, 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 many years ago, that food is medicine. Food is medicine. When you think of it that way, when you get fast food French fries and other things like that, that are processed. I'm not saying we can't just have a little bit of fun and eat, every once in a while, whatever we want, but a regular diet of that type of processed foods, I can't imagine what that is doing to our bodies, right?
Yes, yes, actually, uh, I mean, like sometimes you hear the story, right? A guy always eat takeout, never cook by himself, eat takeout for 20 years, and then end up into the hospital or something. So yeah, like you said, if you just eat a little bit, junk food, it might be okay. But if you eat every day, like 3 meals every day, it's gonna do some damage for your body for sure, 100%. And it's gradually build up, build up, build up, and then your body one day will just bloom up, right? So for our own health, please eat healthily. Like eat healthily, means don't eat too much. Doesn't matter if it's healthy or non-healthy. If you eat too much, overfull, it's also bad. Eat healthy, like you feel almost like 70-80% you are full. I think that's perfect. Don't like 100% you are full. That's usually a little bit over already, right? That's one thing. Don't eat too much because too much is burden. Your body cannot really process it. Your body cannot use it. Your body have to work very hard to get rid of it. If your body cannot get rid of it, it end up like poisoning your body. You can end up have big stomach. It doesn't look good, and it's bad for your health. Another thing, eat healthily, right? For example, a lot of people like spicy food. Spicy food, I said, for like certain area, like in China, there are a lot of places like it's always cloudy, like Seattle here, right? Seattle, like they always kind of like cloudy, always raining. that kind of plate you eat a little bit spicy food is okay to help you sweat. Right? When you sweat, you get rid of the toxin, you get rid of the coldness. But if in New York, right, summer hot, you eat spicy food every day, it's gonna do damage to your body. Okay. So eat healthily and eat just certain amount. Don't overeat. That's also important. Another thing is the cold food. I have to say it again and again. Try to don't drink like ice cold water, ice cold drink, eat like cold food. It's really bad for our health because in the summer, all our body, our outside, the surface, the temperature is very high, right? Because it's hot. So our organ inside actually is kind of like a little bit deficient. So outside is so hot, inside actually is cooler. In that way, you need actually warm drink, warm food. But if you drink something or eat something cold, which just make it worse. So that's why usually in the summer, people don't really have a big appetite. Why? Because all the blood kind of like going outside on the surface to try to, sweat, try to get rid of toxin in the summer. But if you eat something cold, it's gonna just make the organ even like worse, like even more deficient to digest the food.
Wow.
So please don't eat or drink too much cold stuff in the summer.
My gosh. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the temperature of the beverage you consume makes a major difference, like 10. Like this is a very important thing to consider in terms of drinking cold beverages versus hot, what you just said. Where would you put that 10 scale in the importance of the temperature of the beverage?
How important it is, the temperature.
Like if 10 was, if you were to say to somebody, I recommend not having a beverage that is cold because of the reasons that you just said. And that is so important. You put it at a 10 on a 0 to 10 scale. Would you say this is in terms of importance for your health based on Chinese medicine, would it be an 8? Like, got to be mindful of that. Or 10, this is really important. What do you think?
Yeah, I would put at least 8 or 9, It is very important because I do see a lot of people, they drink cold stuff, then they end up have like a very weak spleen because I look at their tongue, they have the teeth mark, it's puffy, their tongue coat is very thick, which means the spleen just cannot really transform the food, they are taking in. So they have bloating, gassing after eat. It's another sign of the spleen deficiency. Some people also have either constipation or diarrhea or, or both. So that's a lot of clear sign to tell us your spleen is deficient. But if you just say, I just want to drink cold stuff, I just feel better, you just make your body weaker and weaker. And I have some patients, their body is so weak. They couldn't even eat anything, basically. They just like eat something kind of like liquid, like which make me feel very sad because I want my patient to feel healthy. I want their body strong. But if your body like you just don't even have appetite. You just eat something, you feel, oh, I eat something cold, I feel better. That's because your body cannot digest anything, cannot digest the food you're taking in. Then anything you eat, kind of like food stagnation, then produce heat, stomach heat. That's why I give you the sign you feel like I want to drink something cold. But which is a clear sign your stomach, your spleen is very weak. So you should do the opposite, eat something warm so you can digest the food, you can use the nutrition.
Amazing. This is the things that we don't realize, and we might not even put it together that we're feeling a certain way. It may be because we're drinking cold beverages, and you would think it's a hot day, got to have something cool, And I get it. If you're outside, you're sweating, you're working, whatever. All right, so it's not going to be the worst thing for you to have that one, cold beverage. But we do it on a regular basis and may not even realize it. And yes, with the food, the portions even that you get at restaurants is huge. We don't even wait till our brain says, I'm full. We just keep eating. It's like sometimes 2 or 3 meals easily in one sitting. I'm looking at one right now that's leftovers from last night. I pushed it away as I was eating. I could have kept going, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And I have another meal here. So we need to be, what I'm getting here from you, Dr. Kelly, is we need to be mindful of everything that we ingest. That's what I'm looking at here when it comes to Chinese medicine. And we're not, the most of us.
Yes, actually, in Chinese medicine, some people even say how much we can eat for our whole life is certain. Like if you eat too much now, you're not gonna have a chance to eat later. So slow down, you can eat even for like after 121. So why you're so hurry? So just eat a little bit, enough for your body to use for the nutrition, support your body. That's it. Don't overeat. Again, overeat is very bad. You don't feel good, you don't look good, and then nothing, nothing good for you. Why you doing that even?
So, final quick question. I have leftover sausage and pepper. I haven't had it in years. It was just let me just order that, something different. Now, the peppers would, they're cooked, but they would be considered hot, I would think. To properly balance the meal with the hot and the cold, what would I include in that kind of a meal if I'm eating peppers?
So one thing I would suggest my patients, if you really like spicy food, I said, okay, if you really like spicy food, okay, please eat some bitter melon. So bitter melon is very cold. I mean, compared with pepper, but it's bitter. So bitter in Chinese medicine usually also bring heat. So in that way, you're not only adding heat in your body, you're also cooling it down, clear it out. So in that way, it's okay. But how many people would want to eat bitter melon because it's so bitter? But for your health, if you really want to take some spicy food, like eat some bitter melon on the side or together, in that way, it balances out.
I shared over the weekend with someone what you said a few podcasts back. Sushi, cold, right? Not physically cold, but cold, and that's why there's wasabi to go with it to balance the hot and the cold. And I think that when you said that, it made it clear for me. Like, it's a perfect example. Like, why wasabi? Like, why does that come with sushi? Why? Now I see it. It's a delicate balance in terms of what you eat. Best way to reach you for acupuncture in the city, New York City. What's your website again, Dr. Kelly?
It's Kelly121 acupuncture.com.
Gotcha. And certainly a lot of the other things we're talking about, they can reach out to you virtually through the website and get some insight and direction and maybe even a consult. Thank you so much for today. Always learn a lot. Diabetes, there's another one that can be controlled and regulated with acupuncture. Truly appreciate it. Looking forward next time we get together.
Thank you, Steve.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.